Nobody thinks that they're a villain, ultimately.
Tom, you actually spent a decent chunk of this movie fighting against your own body,
Yes.
talking to yourself, which kind of made for some funny, involuntary movements and a funny walk. As an actor, describe that process.
What a funny walk.
Yeah, you're fighting against your body.
He was trying to walk normally. I've got to be honest, that's just how Tom walks, man.
Okay.
All right, awkward.
Yeah, he wasn't trying. It's
No,
like
let me
weird.
turn this into something that's,
Right.
you know, like,
Try and own it and
turn
pretend
this
you did
negative
it,
into a positive marketing tool. Yeah, the funny walk that I come with it took hours practice. Puppeteering was a concept that Rubin had, the director Rubin Fleischer had seen Far Side videos that which were recorded backwards and then played forwards that he was excited by, and part of the body physicality he really wanted to capture, which we explored and experimented with throughout the film, was the concept of puppeteering and not being in control of one's own body, which to greater and lesser degrees you see in the film, and there's many scenes which we've used which it never ended up in the film, but the concept of the body doing what it wants to do, or Venom wants it to do, against Eddie's volition, which is actually quite hard to go one way whilst you're trying to go another way psychologically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not actually a trained dancer like you are.
I tried to kind of show him the ropes a little bit, but it's hard because he walks kind of funny.
Bow legs.
So-
Can't stop a pig in a passageway. That's what they say.
Oh.
Show him as well.
All right, mate, crack on.
And you had mentioned previously that your son is a really big fan of Venom. Has he seen the movie? What did he think of your performance?
He didn't. Well, he was extremely critical
Yeah.
of everything in a good way, like 10-year-olds should be. You know, they very you know, he's in a stage where everything is very factual and has to be accurate. And I think that gives him a really strong sense of security, that things have to be just so. And so, as somebody who has read a lot of Marvel comics, not just Venom, he's very specific about what needs to be done, because it's right. Which is hard, because as an adult you sort of blur the edges and try to work out a way of, you know, compromising or creating opportunities where perhaps there's fantasy or you're making stuff up. You can't make stuff up. Well, with my son, you know, if it's not in the comic book, it just doesn't exist, Dad.
Yeah.
So he's seen the film and he loves it, absolutely loves it, but he has very strong opinions on what we should do with it.
And besides the physicality, what sort of research went into your characters?
Well, my character's kind of sending rockets into space to try and find another home once we've exhausted Earth of its resources. And so there's a lot to draw on in real life. There's lots of people doing that. You know, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and just this whole idea that the planet is going to collapse is actually it's actually a movement right now in Silicon Valley, where a lot of people think that everything's going to collapse, so you've got to create your kind of underground bunkers, or you go and buy some land out in New Zealand or whatever. So there's lots of stuff to kind of draw on. You're right there, mate. The idea of apocalypse is absolutely amazing. Cracking
Yeah,
up,
it just made me laugh, that concept. Sorry.
right. So
have jet
apocalypse. Yeah.
I have
apocalypse.
jet lag, okay?
He is.
Don't wade into me just because you've
He's
been
a little
interesting
bit-
and I'm
yeah,
laughing
here
for
we
no
go.
reason.
Here it is. Give him some more.
But I think a lot of people who see the film will consider your character to be a villain. But what
Nah,
do you think?
I don't buy that.
Wasn't his heart in the right place?
Take that back, please. I think my character's trying to. Don't copy me. I'm doing that.
Try and get
What
out
are
of
you
this
doing?
space. I'm
He's
jet lagged.
He's so lost right now. He's literally copying everything I do.
I don't know who I am,
It's
Riz.
terrifying. You're quite flexible, I've noticed. The way you're sat right now,
broken
that is
my ankle,
quite
mate.
flexible. You're
He's
right.
not a villain, take that back. That's where we were.
Yes,
Yeah.
his heart was in the right place. which-
Nobody thinks that they're a villain, ultimately.
You're right. And so in a way, what I'm trying to do is trying to navigate an ethical framework within the larger kind of conflict of morality.
Yeah, well,
Right?
instead of it being black and white and binary, it's a very grey world.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not about good versus evil, this is just about eating people.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely. Absolutely.